Casper. You can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. Really quickly, I'm going to share this to a couple other platforms. Today we're going to be sorting veneer and then loading up the presses. We got a pretty big order of veneer in. Remember, go to lifeskateboard.com. Get yourself a life. Peace. All right, and I'm going to quickly share this to Instagram. Alrighty, really quickly going to turn the phone on Do Not Disturb and we are going to get started here. Alright. Oh, it's alright, man. I have honestly not been live very often lately. We've been waiting on a veneer order and I have been horribly sick for the last 2 days. So bear with me here. I'm going to pull up a chair. We are going to be sorting veneer here today at Life Skateboards. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. After we sort this veneer, we're going to load up the presses and get going here. So when I'm sorting this veneer, what I'm going to be doing is sorting it into face plies and core. Face plies are really pretty and unblemished pieces of veneer. Core can have some blemishes, and those go on the inside of the skateboard. So if you're unfamiliar with what we do here at Life Skateboards, we handcraft skateboards in-house. Every step of the process is done to ensure a high quality end product, from long press and cure times to hand rolling the glue to no stress graphic application processes with Lino blocks. We want to make sure that we make you a board that lasts and not just pretty trash. It's like this is a huge stack of core right here. Might be muted on the mic. I don't believe so. Yeah, I'm getting a green light on my end from the receiver, so I actually have Sam outside right now, so maybe I can ask him to check for me. If somebody can tell me if the mic is working here. I'm getting a green light on the receiver. Mic seems to be working fine. Okay, thank you, Sam. Sorry, Photo Demon. Getting into some face now. Very aware that this is a boring part of the process to watch here. But it's still a part of the process, so I'm going to show it to you guys. Some of these aren't obviously blemishes. Gotta hold them up to the light to be sure. There's a stack of core right there. Big old stack of core. Yeah, let me know, Photo Demon. Hopefully it resolves itself. Thankfully, I have Sam sitting outside the shop right now. Some of these, when they have blemishes like in the far corner there that's never going to be in the board, those can go into face. Well, we're just going to pretend it didn't happen, all right, Photo Demon? I'm glad you got the audio fixed though. You had me scared for my mics there for a second. Oh, and if you guys are just now tuning in, you were watching Life Skateboards be made, just currently sorting veneer to be able to press. And then I'm gonna pull 4 layups for the long, 4 layups for the wide, and 4 layups for standard. There we go, getting into some good faces here. And some of these are gorgeous. Really nice flagging pattern on that. What's up, Nader? Ah, I see. I was getting a little worried there. All the faces were buried at the bottom. Ah, this is nice. So if you guys aren't familiar with Life Skateboards, we make handcrafted boards right here in Indiana. You can get these at lifeskateboard.com. Everything's pretty much made to order, but as of last night, we have a new feature on the website. It's ready to ship boards, so those boards are already made, and all you gotta do is wait on shipping for those instead of wait on the board to actually be made. But if you want something real specific, you go to Life Skateboards, lifeskateboard.com. You're gonna get the option for a ton of different shapes. You can choose how many plies you want in your board. You can choose your graphic, you can choose your wheelbase. You can pretty much get exactly what you want. If you want something symmetrical, we got you. If you want something with a double drill wheelbase, we got you. We got boards from 7.5 all the way up to 14.6. Yes, you heard that correctly, 14.6 with really good concave. This is a good sight right here. This is a lot of really nice face plies. So sorting these now is going to make it easier to pull layups in the future. Wow. Nice. And these guys are sorted. So we just sorted all of the long veneer. Now we're going to sort the standard veneer after we put these core and faces back. Ooh, if you're curious about what type of wood this is Canadian or Great Lakes maple. You want maple because it's an extremely strong yet malleable wood. You want it grown in the Great Lakes or Canadian area because you want slow growth, long winters for tighter grains and a less porous wood. It's better to say Great Lakes and Canadian rather than just Canadian maple because some of it does come from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Thank you, Canada, for growing trees right. Hi there, Charlie. You're gonna learn what happens when you tell me what to do. Boop. Sorry, Charlie. If you guys have any questions about board making or the board making process, feel free to ask. That's what I'm here for. All right, let's get these faces put up here. and then we will jump over to the standard boards. All right. Of course, Jamie. Good morning, guys. How are you doing, T-shirt? All right. Like I said, this is just sorting, something we do when we get a veneer order in. In a little bit here, I will be pressing and gluing, and then very soon you can catch a live where I'll be shaping. If you want to see some video of shaping, you can always check my past lives. Make sure you subscribe so you catch these if this is what you like to watch. I have nothing that resembles a schedule, and according to Photo Demon, it seems that sometimes the notifications don't get turned on, so double check that for me. Also got some exciting news about the channel. We've got merch on the way, and I'll show you guys some of that very soon. The first place it will be available is lifeskateboard.com. We're gonna have some Days with Casper merch that says "Get a Life" on it. It's gonna be hats, patches made by Doug over at Life Without Limits, sewn on to beanies by me, and they're gonna run 15 bucks each. All right, I see you. Oh, nice. So guys, Sam is the owner and operator of Life Skateboards. It's in the chat right there, and also right outside the door here in the driveway. Hi, Sam. So Sam just said that the beanies are live on the website. So I'm gonna have 50 in this first drop that are $15 a piece. Let me go grab some of those so you guys can see them while I'm on this live here. So huge shout out to Doug over at Life Without Limits. He made me these patches so that we could make these. I'm pretty excited about it. So we've got these Days with Casper patches here that are sewn into these beanies. These are available on the Life Skateboard website. There's a limited number of them. So when you get yourself a life board, get one of these. This is the first morning these have been available. Pretty excited about that. Yep, sure am making skateboards. Yay, all we have is today, sobriety. Awesome. I love hearing people start that conversation in the chat. Thank you, Jamie. I'm pretty stoked with how they're turning out. Was really stoked on Doug over at Life Without Limits doing this stuff. Make sure you guys hit him up through Facebook. It's Doug Frazier. Or Instagram, it's Life Without Limits. He makes some really cool patches and other stuff with leather work. Really like it. Can we make a blue one? We can, actually. Maybe I will today. It's gonna be purple. That cool? Purple bottom ply. Depends on what we need. So what I'm going to be pressing today is going to be replenishing our stock here. So all I'm doing right now is sorting the new veneer that came in. And when we get to pulling the actual layups, I'll go ahead and pull a blue one just for you. But it'll be that blurple-ish blue color. So, but when you get a board from us at Life Skateboards, you can pick whatever color you want. We'll even roll the bottom ply whatever ink color you want if we don't have the veneer for it. Man, I hate this. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. But it's got a slight blemish in it, so it's got to go inside the board. Sometimes the most beautiful pieces of wood are the ones that have slight blemishes in them. Guess that is because the patterns on in grain typically come from stress on the tree. All right, there went one stack. We got one more stack to go, and then we are good to start pressing in a minute. Okay, cool, Mr. Wood, thank you. I don't know, my friend. I'm not the owner and operator here. That would be a question for Sam, the guy that got everything going here. If you want to see those real quick, you can. We have several. We got all these right here. We're going to be loading up this guy. I'm going to empty out that guy and load it up, and load up the other one there. We also have a wider press and a longboard press here. Oops, I forgot. I'm also going to be loading the longboard press, I think. Almost forgot that one, Sam. It's been a minute. There are definitely knots on Canadian maple. These are the ones that you guys are seeing right here, are faces. Sometimes the knots can look real pretty. They don't go all the way through. Yeah, the ones you guys are seeing right here on the left are the face plies. Ones over here on the right are core. And I'm just now realizing as I said that, you guys are watching a mirrored screen, so nothing I just said is accurate. Here we go. Face, core. And this is what I'm sorting. Monkey, if you do that one more time, you're gonna get kicked out of the chat because that was your shout out. You guys don't need to beg for that. You can just ask me a question and I'll talk to you. It's that simple, I promise. I'm sorry that other people on the internet have taught you guys that you have to be super repetitive to get their attention, but that's not how it is here. Ooh, man. I wish this didn't have a blemish in it. Look at that. Gorgeous. That's a bummer. It's all right, we're always learning. See, there's a reason I don't instantly kick people all the time. I did that earlier, but my patience wasn't there yet. Because we can all learn. Made your first kickflip? Do certain boards have better pop? Yeah, I'd say so. A better built board is going to have better pop. Our customers love the pop of our boards. Now remember, if you don't want to take my word for our quality, you can always Google Life Skateboards and check our reviews. We've only got a couple negative reviews, and one of those is from someone that doesn't understand we're a board manufacturer and expected us to have public hours all the time. And another person that didn't like our extremely deep concave that we're super proud of. So I went ahead and quoted that review for an ad. I love telling that story. All right, so this is sorted up. Forgot that I was gonna be loading up the longboard press today. So, thinking we'll probably sort just enough of the longboard veneer to be able to press. That's awesome, Crazy. Old woodworking is pretty hardcore. I think every old woodworker's hands look like Sam's hands now. Sorry, Sam. All right, so now we're just gonna sort some of this longboard veneer here. Forgive me, I'm moving a little slow today. I'm coming off of being extremely sick. Supposed to be doing this yesterday, but was pretty unable to get out of bed. Please tell me this doesn't have a blemish in it. Dang it. Such a beautiful piece of veneer. I'm bumming myself out here getting my hopes up. So like I said, these are going to be going into our longboard press. We've got 2 different concaves for our longboard and a few different shapes. You can check those out at lifeskateboard.com. Youth Pop 6-ply. Awesome. Hey everybody, if you ask a question and Sam in the comments there answers, that is the owner and operator of Life Skateboards. I'm just the sole hourly employee, so if I miss a question and he answers it, that's the answer. Thank you, Sam, for keeping up with that while I was focused on this. I think I'm gonna have enough out of this stack to be able to press. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get another face. And once again, you are gonna have to forgive me for having to step off camera to blow my nose and stuff. I am coming off of being very, very sick, but work's gotta be done and I wanted to catch up with you guys, dropping stuff. There's a nice one. Thanks, Sam, for answering those again. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the chat this morning. All right, guys, forgive me real quick while I go blow my nose. I don't think you guys need to hear a baby elephant exploding in the next room. back. All right, so we got some faces and core here. So while we got this longboard veneer here pulled out, let's go ahead and set the layups here. So a layup for a skateboard is going to be 7 plies standard. I'm going to pull 2 faces. We're going to just put 2 into the longboard press today. Throw 3 cores in the middle of those 2. And there's going to be 2 crossbands inside of these. We're based out of Indiana, New Palestine, Indiana to be specific. We're just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis, where I live. Shop was originally located in Muncie, Indiana, about an hour north. We still got a bowl up there, still got a lovely community. This space is just better for board making, and it's closer to both of us. I just snapped off some of the ends on the crossbands. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Sam. Yep, what Sam said on there is that we just added a new feature to the website, and the website is lifeskateboard.com. Most of the time when you order a board from us, it's made to order. We make you exactly what you want. But because we know some people don't like to wait, we do have a new section on there. It says ready to ship boards. Those boards are first come, first serve, already finished, and all you got to do is wait on shipping for those. So go check out the website. That would be lifeskateboard.com, and we'll get there. I need yellow shoes. I cleaned up some mulch this weekend in these, and they got a little darker. I think there was some yellow in there at one point. All right. Let's throw these in here. There's our 2 longboard layups. Now let's go ahead and pull the long and wide layups. So that's going to be 8 boards. So I'm going to pull out 8 pairs of faces that we just sorted. Pick the pretty one for the bottom ply always. Try to pick the blank one for the top ply. If you're wondering why I just had to count that twice, it's because sometimes I forget how to count. All right, now we're gonna grab 3 cores for each of those. Boy, do I sure hope I have enough crossbands ready to go. Throw 2 crossbands in each of these. See where that gets us. Alrighty guys, give me one moment here. Graybeard's here. Awesome, Crazy. Glad you're back. Marwood. Mac, my vision's not the best. Give me one moment here, guys. We're gonna keep going in just a second. We already have a coffin deck. If you'd like to see all the shapes that we have, you can go to lifeskateboard.com and get there. No, Crazy, you absolutely cannot become a mod because you immediately came into this chat and did the things that I would have kicked you for or would have told my mods to kick you for. But you can enjoy the video if you'd like. I'll be right back. Bear with me for one moment here, guys. I don't even know who I show speed is. Who is that? That's super strange. I'm here to teach you about skateboards. But alright, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I sincerely apologize about that. Had to call the boss man to make a decision real quick. Thank you for those of you that stuck with it. We definitely do. That's why there's an option on our website to get an 8-ply board. I sincerely apologize for stepping away there, guys. Alright, sorry about stepping away there, guys. Had to call the boss man to make a decision real quick. We are going to be loading up the long standard and longboard press today. All these cores up here. And these guys are ready to go. Now we're gonna pull 4 for the standard. And I told somebody earlier I'd do a blurple one on this one, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Let me bring you guys back over here. I'm gonna be real honest, I thought you were right here. Whoops. We're making skateboards. I'm just sorting right now. We just sorted some veneer. Now I'm pulling the layups that will become the boards. So right now I'm going to be pulling 4 sets of faces. And like I said, I told somebody I'd do blurple. We'll go ahead and do blurple. There's that guy. And we're gonna do the rest as naturals. So we need to get our natural stock of standards up since this order of veneer came in. And when we get to gluing these up and pressing these, I'll go through what's inside the board as far as the order of the plies, what the plies are, and the direction of the grain. I know we just had a pretty big shift in viewers here, so if you guys are new to this, you're watching Life Skateboards be made right here in Indiana, you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. In fact, as of this morning, the first merch for the channel, the Days with Casper channel, was launched on the Life Skateboards website. So when you get yourself one of these boards, you can get a beanie for $15. And I will show you an example of those beanies in a moment here. All right. Now we're just grabbing these crossbands. Crossbands are horizontal grains like this. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. Do we do giveaways? We give really cool boards away for the price of a really good board. I have personally done giveaways myself, but I am just an employee here at Life Skateboards. I make skateboards for a living, guys. It's called a surviving, not a living. I love what I do, though. All right, so there is all of our layups there. We'll go ahead and throw the longboard layups right next to them, so we're ready to go. And we will go ahead and empty out the monster press, get the jacks ready for everything else, and we'll get going here. All right, so here's the monster press here. Well, I'm gonna have a hard time keeping up with the chat. There you go. Sam's got the answers right there. So I'm just gonna lower these. These guys are cured. Sliced my finger open real good on that one. The most dangerous part of this job, apparently, is all the dried glue everywhere. These guys in here are actually 15 inches wide. We can get 14.6 inch boards out of these, but you will be seeing me pull the monster mold out and replace it. This upper part is for the youth mold, which we will not be loading up today. But these guys are monster boards. Gigantic. If you've seen the video of Bear Margera pushing around his the castle, all goofy, having a good time, that was on one of these guys. That was on the Panhead Triple XL. Just looking for a Sharpie here myself to be able to write the date on these. Sorry that the majority of these lives are me walking around looking for stuff I misplaced, but that is just how it is. Sorry about that, guys. Looks like the froze up, and we'll see how many viewers we lost when it froze. All right. We're gonna move this monster pot press out of the way. Remove the lower one. Really loving that Sam's in there talking with customers. How many other board companies you got where you got direct access to the owner and the sole employee? While they're actively doing every step of the board making process. All right, so that's gonna go back on top of there. And this will slide back into there. Just making sure which direction it's sitting. There it is. Yep, so it'll be right here. All right. Just making sure we got enough of these separators pulled aside here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So it looks like we are just about good to go on pressing here. Just want to make sure these guys are lowered down a little bit. Lock them down in place, and then I'll double check across all the jacks that I will be using today. Make sure everything's locked in place, good to go, and then we will get to gluing these guys up. Loading up the presses, raising them up, and then you can get to getting a life. If you didn't know, these are Life Skateboards. So when you get one of these and you suggest them to your friends, you can yell, "Get a life!" Then it's not an insult, you just want them to have a better skateboard. Looks like I gotta clean up the edge of this guy real quick. All right, there that went. And we still got these. Getting the longboard press ready over here. Sorry, I guess I should have turned you guys with me. We haven't loaded this guy up in a minute. And we'll do the longboard press first. So I'll go ahead and grab the 2 sticks for that. And we will get to gluing. Whew. All right, just clearing off this table for you guys. And I can't forget to put my apron on or I'm gonna be real mad at myself. All right. That's just a plastic piece. That's just a little plastic separator. Those plastic separators kind of keep the board separate, but also keep some of the glue off of the press. Good questions. Thank you, appreciate it. Make sure you thank Sam there in the comments. That's the owner and operator of Life Skateboards. So let's throw this apron on before I get mad at myself for forgetting. Why? Because almost all of my clothes are ruined by glue. And I got smart and started putting this thing on. All right. Fill up my glue tray here and we will get going. So here at Life Skateboards, we hand roll the glue on every board to ensure full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside of your skateboard. You guys are going to watch me glue these up by hand, load them into the press, raise up the presses by hand, and then move on to the next press. And we'll do that 3 times and call it a morning. Like I said, I apologize if I'm moving slow or having a hard time talking. I am coming off of being really sick and really glad I was able to come back and catch up with you guys today. It's been a bummer sitting at home, but at least I was able to get those beanies done. And you guys can go to lifeskateboard.com and be the first ones to get a Days with Casper, Get a Life beanie. Recently, I'm pretty stoked on how the channel is going here and wanted to make some stuff for it. So thanks to Life Without Limits, Doug Frazier over there for making the patches, and then I sewed them on by hand. So let's get going here. So inside of your skateboard, you've got 7 pieces of maple, specifically Canadian or Great Lakes maple. You've got a face, which is a vertical ply with no blemishes on it. That goes on the outside. Then you've got cores in the middle. Those are also vertical grains, but they can have some blemishes on them. Then you've got a crossband, which is a horizontal grain inside your board. So inside of a standard skateboard, you got 7 plies. You've got your face, core, crossband, core, crossband, core, and face. And if you wanted to make that an 8-ply, you'd throw another core right in the middle here. And if you wanted to make it a 6-ply, you would just pop this bottom core out right there. Both of those options are available on lifeskateboard.com. And you can get exactly what you want on lifeskateboard.com. So get over there and get a life. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it. I never thought people would enjoy watching this, so I'm really glad I kind of randomly went live on Instagram one day, learned you guys seemed to like it, and then I suddenly found this awesome community on YouTube. So thank you guys for being a part of it. All right. We're going to glue these up, tape up either end. We're going to glue them both up first, and then we'll load them into the press. And we tape up either end of the board to make sure it doesn't slide around inside the press. Thank you. Thank you. And remember, this is a little different than what you'd see in a factory. Obviously, you're going to see a glue machine instead of a person. We just want to make sure you get full glue coverage on every ply. You can see we've got long press and cure times here. We shape our own boards. And then our graphic application process is also extremely unique. We use Lino block application. So we have local artists carve pretty much a big stamp of the reverse image of the graphic. And then we apply those by hand. So our placement is up to us. The color is up to us. It's pretty cool. I love it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, we got John and Sam in here today. John, huge shout out to John for keeping me awake and going. Look what's sitting right here, John. We got some aromatic roasters right here. John shot some of those to us and somehow knows that the addicts in recovery at this company are also coffee fiends, so. And it's really dang good coffee. Hey, have a great day, Jamie. Nope, we just use this tight bond too. Sam's been making boards since 2012. Our board quality rivals the standard industry, so. But Sam is the one that makes those decisions, so he can give you a better explanation on that if possible. I just know what Sam does is right. You know it. It's the thing that it's the only thing that we can all turn to, like after dropping everything else. Plus, it's much better, in my opinion, to be supporting somebody like John. I actually used to be a big fan of a coffee company that had the name Death in their name. But when I saw that they got a new CEO and started making really strange legal statements at other companies, I stopped supporting them. So really, really awesome to be able to support John and him supporting us there. Awesome at Nana. Sorry, apparently my eyes are still sick. I'm having a hard time reading the screen today. Today you're going to be watching just gluing and pressing. If you catch another live, you'll see shaping, and hopefully one day you'll be able to see graphic application on a live. Unfortunately, right now we're in a metal box here. We've got the pressing and veneer room right here, with a shaping room right there. This is a general wood shop, and then up the driveway we have our shipping and printing studio to keep dust out of it. If I try to step out of the building, I entirely lose the live. So I try to make some videos of the graphic application on shorts so you guys can see that, but unfortunately it's pretty impossible for me to go live while I'm doing that, so. There's a Sam. Sam gives the final answers. Sam's the answer man. All right, so there went 7 pieces of veneer there. So, gotta find my tape real quick. It's been a minute since I've been here. New day, we're trying something new, Sam, and it's me dropping all the new tape. We're gonna try this orange stuff, Sam. Let's see how it works. All right, like I said, I'm just taping up the ends on these boards, make sure they don't slide around inside the press. All right, let's tape up another one, and we'll get those guys in the press. I'd never conduct human experiments on you, my friend. Whether you let me or not. All of these are maple. What you're seeing up there on the wall is some dyed veneer, as well as some rolled boards. Actually, no, I took my only rolled board on the wall down. Now, if you're talking about the ones that are on the far wall there and then they extend into that room, those aren't actually boards, those are templates for the shapes to be cut out of. Sam makes all of those. As far as what happens here at Life Skateboards, Sam gets the veneer. Sam handles the business side of everything. Sam handles the website with Ben. Sam applies the graphics, cuts out the shapes, makes the templates, does all the tool stuff, takes care of the equipment. I simply sort veneer, press boards, shape boards, and every once in a while I do some graphics. But I also like talking to you guys about it, so. The red one. Let me see here. The red one in the far corner, I think, is what you're talking about. That is a popsicle. That was actually a red stained veneer. I realize how horrible this angle is. Sorry, guys. After we get these pressed, if I'm wrong on which one I'm talking about, I will just go over there and show you. Thank you, John. You're rad. John is the best. Oh, I see what you mean. I got you. I will show that to you. That's actually a really, really pretty veneer color that we don't have anymore. It's so pretty too. It shows off the wood grains and the flagging. Now that I know what you're talking about, I will show you guys. Sure wish we had that veneer still. It is beautiful. Especially the way Sam did it. He planned his inner plies to be the same color, added wheel wells, so it looks beautiful. What's up, Casper's Keeper? Really quickly, everybody, thank Casper's Keeper for keeping me alive while I was sick the other day. Now I gotta double check with you, Casper's Keeper. Are you going to work today? Or did I get you sick? HR has arrived. Okay, well, looking like I should be finished in time to come grab you, so. If you guys see me focusing on getting work done, it's because I gotta go get her somewhere by 11:30 today. Yeah, I haven't been as sick as I was yesterday or over the last couple days in a very long time. Came on very suddenly. The worst of it lasted all... Sorry about the camera freezing up on us, guys. Sure wish I could stop that from happening. All right, so now that these guys are all taped up, let's get over here, center them in the press. Thank you. And for this part, I'm going to be the least attentive I have been to the chat the whole live. Like I said, we haven't used this press in a minute here. If you're wondering what I just pulled off of there, yes, I do have a flowboard deck. Do I use it? No. Today we're going to put these in the... Let's find out. Am I putting these in the flat or the drop-down press? Let's put them in the flat today, drop down tomorrow. Unless Sam corrects me while I'm in the middle of it. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. I've got to go handle something that I thought was already handled. You guys are going to hear some sawing for a second. And last time I was told that the saw scares people and the sound bothered people. So give me a moment here. I'll be right back. Not the drop down. Okay, so we're just going to be doing the flat. And we're back. Sorry about that. Double check my measurement here. Good to go. Whew. Love these conversations that are happening. What's up, bud? So, let's get these guys loaded into here now that they're down to size. And now I got something else I gotta do tomorrow before I get started working. And alignment's extremely important. If the boards aren't aligned properly, they won't be pressed properly. And we don't like that. Remember, these plastic separators, just keep the boards themselves separate, but also keep a little bit of glue off of the mold. Give me 1 second here again, guys. Sorry, we're working with new veneer today, so generally gonna have that done well before the live is going off, or honestly well before I sort, but that's what we're doing today. All right, so now I just need to slide in the upper section of the mold that will hopefully fit into here. It's not looking like it, but here's how we fix that. All right, let's see if that'll fit yet. We got little markings on the ends of these. Make sure they're aligned properly. And make sure I don't knock this out of alignment as I put the mold piece in. All right. All right, a little bit out this way. And we're good to go. All right, it's time to raise these guys up. How heavy is the top piece? I have no clue. That is a good question. Sam, how heavy do you think this is? And if you're like, why aren't these pneumatic jacks? They have been, we just haven't hooked up the compressor all the way through here since we moved the shop. Honestly, just a little more work. Same great results, we're cool with it. Someone has also suggested, you know, why don't you weld these two sticks together here so that we're not moving them independently? And I'll show you in a moment here why. This is a tip from Lou Ross, actually. If you're not familiar with Lou Ross, he rides for us. He used to own Fickle Skateboards. Really great dude with an awesome beard. So as we get to the top here and these boards start to get pressure, I'm gonna shift back and forth between the jacks here so it pushes any of the glue in between the veneer back and forth, spreads it out. If there's any voids, it fills that in. And since these aren't pneumatic jacks, not able to time out the gaps between the pops. If you've used pneumatic jacks, you know what I'm talking about. So I just take this until it holds my body weight. And there we go. Got two longboards in there now. So these will be in the press for 24 hours and they're gonna cure for 7 days. So let's go ahead and hop on to the next set of boards here. And that's gonna be the long mold. Whew, man. I'm definitely not 100% because I'm pretty tired after that. If you didn't hear, I've been sick. Whew. It's better than a couple days ago. I was getting winded walking across the apartment. So, and while I'm gluing these up, guys, if you'd like to donate or buy a super chat or anything like that, please make sure that you put a note on there that's appropriate that I can write inside the board. I used to write little motivational notes inside of it that nobody knew about but me. Lately on the lives, it's been kind of like, I'll write a little note in there or say that you're rad if you don't put a note. And speaking of that, nope, it's right here. Yep, there's the Sharpie. Ooh. And we are about to get started. On the boards for the long press. We just did the long board press, now we're doing the long press. All right, 7 pieces of maple again. Thank you. This is an apron. I love the hoodie underneath here, so I don't want to ruin it. Wow. Sam, I put appropriate aromatic roasters in John's Rad in there. Sound good? Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. Somebody's gonna be skating around with that weird nonsensical note inside of their skateboard. Huh, that's odd. Well, I promise you, you don't have to super chat to keep watching. I'm not somebody that's gonna stop what I'm doing because people aren't donating or something like that. I still gotta do it, it's my job. And if you guys like what you're watching, double tap the screen for me. Let YouTube know you like it. Thank you, guys. And if you know some people that might enjoy watching this or don't know how skateboards are made and are curious, send this to them. And make sure you subscribe to, turn on notifications. I have nothing that resembles an actual schedule. So catching me means either seeing that I'm posting on Instagram that I'm gonna go live. Sometimes I post a little plan on the channel, or just catching a notification that I'm live. Yeah, guys, listen to Nightbot. Double tap that screen for me. Ooh. Sorry, I get to not talking and just gluing every once in a while. I'm possibly starting to realize that I am not feeling 100% today. But I'm able to work, able to come in. And the cool thing is since I can just communicate with Sam, I can not get him sick and still work. Definitely feeling better than I have been, but I shouldn't be this exhausted with a full night's sleep. Also, I'm sorry if I'm like breathing into the mic hard. I'm not realizing that I'm doing that until I'm doing it. And if I'm not doing it, sorry to me for apologizing for no reason. Whew. Taping up the ends on this guy, then we'll do 3 more, load them into the press, do the standards, call it a day. Oh, and I really hope I start feeling 100%. Being sick kind of pushed me back a little, so I was hoping to be able to get some side stuff done today, but it's not looking like it. All right, there's one. I'll apologize for breathing. I'll do it. Sam, you know me. I'm gonna apologize for things that have nothing to do with me and things I can't control. It's just what I do. Same here, man. I got COVID for the first time while I was in the middle of I was trying to land a different trick every day and post it, and that was the only thing that kept me from a genuine daily streak and on a 365-day challenge. This one, like, it felt like COVID, but I still had my taste, still had my sense of smell. But I had a fever, I had a severe migraine, extreme confusion, my vision was blurred, I couldn't get up and walk anywhere, I was exhausted walking across the living room. So I'm glad I'm a little more with it today, but definitely still feeling it. Feeling very weak at the moment. Yeah, probably was. It definitely wasn't fun, I'll tell you that. I don't like being sick. You see, I don't know if this is just like a shared experience of every addict in recovery, but thank you, Shella. But man, it makes me feel like guilty every time I'm sick, because I spent so much of my life having to get by being sick because it was my fault that I was feeling sick. But man, it doesn't feel good. Thankfully, Casper's keeper was keeping me full of healthy liquids. We were having tea and soups, and she's making me Gatorade and keeping me okay, but unfortunately, I got her a little sick, so seems like she's doing a little better today from what she said. Thank you, Kathleen. I'm gonna finish these boards up today and get home and have a lazy day with the doggo, which is kind of a bummer because I needed to get some side work done today. And on top of that, it was 18 degrees out when I got here today. I'm not liking this cold. So if somebody could turn the heat up in Indiana, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'll be all right, Amber, I promise. Board's got to get done. I ain't working too hard. But my side work involves having interaction with other people, so I'm probably not going to do that because I don't want to get anybody else sick. Thankfully, I can just communicate with Sam and yeah, thanks Casper's Keeper. Everybody say thank you, Morgan. We love you, Morgan. All right, let's get the ends of this guy taped up, and then we got two more. And then the standards. And the standards go a little bit quicker. Obviously less surface area. All right. She'll see that eventually. I assume she's taking care of the doggo right now. Or getting ready for work, one of the two. If you guys aren't familiar with my dog, I've gone live playing with her before. She is a big old ball of energy, and she has been a bear while I've been sick. She's super cuddly and cute for a while, and then decided that that was enough of that. Nope, didn't drink any Gatorade. There's actually an energy drink over here, trying to keep me going today. Need to grab some on when I get home though. Didn't have much time to make coffee this morning. She was having a wrestling match with Lori. Lori is a 71-pound chunk of shepherd mixed with something really stocky that we rescued from a skate park that she was abandoned at. And you can actually get a graphic of her on your Life Skateboard. I'm sorry, I'm sure I am super boring to listen to right now. I can like kind of hear the monotone, nasally tone in my voice, and I do not like it. Sorry, guys. Thanks, John. How do you start to lose your voice after you're sick? Dang it. That's a bummer, guys. I really wanted to be able to skate. Big bummer. But at least I got to see you guys. No? Yes. Are you saying it's been a long one already? It's only 9:30 and I feel like it's a long day. How much do these decks, how much do y'all's decks are? I'm gonna assume you're asking about the price, and maybe I'm misreading. Popsicles are $75 and then shapes go up from there. You can check all the prices on lifeskateboard.com right here. Yes, you are watching a mirrored screen, and yes, I wrote this backwards just for you guys. And if you subscribe and catch me live another time, you'll probably catch me shaping boards, gluing, pressing. Sometimes I'm just hanging out, drinking some coffee. Sometimes I'm playing with the doggo. So the way that we do our graphics here at Life Skateboards, we use hand-carved lino blocks that are carved by local artists. So we have set graphics. Now as far as custom goes, we can do like collages. If you do a Casper collage, you're gonna have me doing all kinds of funky little background patterns, double prints and stuff like that. But as far as a photorealistic image or whatever exactly you want, we don't do that. Main reason for that is while heat transfers are super easy to mass produce photorealistic images or mass produce images in general, or quickly make an image on a board, the thing that weakens the bond between wood and glue is heat. So we don't like the idea of heat transfers here at Life Skateboards. However, I'd invite you to go check Tony Hawk's Age or Jim Gray. Jim Gray's still ripping, dude. You can skateboard forever, I promise. You can find a way to. That wall hanger can go under your feet too. But we do make some absolutely beautiful and gorgeous boards for your wall if you'd like them. If I'm being a dick right now and you've got a better reason to not skate than I'm saying, I apologize. But I am gonna encourage you to hop on a board. Risk that hip, young man. All right, one more to glue up and we're on to standards. I am moving super slow today. Course underbed. Blue. Type on 2. Of course, man. Skateboarding's always waiting for you. Trivia question, who said that? Sam, you know, don't answer. What's up, Skrillas? Skrillozid. I tried to pronouncing it. I'm sick, I'm tired, and I tried. Hey, the shapes are cool. Too bad he can't skate street ever again. Ha! Thank you, guys. Also, really quick, that was the most like self-conscious Gator comment that has popped up in the chat the entire time I've been going live. Good job. Respecting that he had a good shape that he probably didn't even design himself. And acknowledging that he's a human piece of garbage that took another human being's life. Thanks. I keep some spider friends in here, so I gotta make them feel at home. That's the best way to do it. You paint their home on there, and you know, they feel at home. They whisper sweet nothings into my ear from inside my ear. It's pretty nice. It's a nice little deal we got going on there. Oh, a really old an 80s pro killed somebody and is serving life in prison for it. And the joke is he can't skate street. And the reason that I said that was the most self-conscious comment I got there about Gator was because most of the time people are like, man, ignore that, he was a good skateboarder. And it's like, no. You can't just separate the art from the artist when the artist is a murderer. Don't work like that. You guys get me on tangents when I'm tired. Good job. Skateboard. They are the spiders of wisdom. They make all my hard decisions for me. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, it's the spiders that I made feel at home by putting a spider web up here. They live in my ear. Absolutely. John Jones, trans rights are human rights. That is my opinion and my personal stance. I don't know why you felt the need to bring that up while we were all talking about skateboards and skateboard making here, but if you want me to be honest about my stance on something, I will tell you my stance on something, especially when you're sitting there trying to assume it. But we're talking about skateboards here today. Cool beans, John. What are you doing on a... I don't even know what day it is. I'm just here at work. My stance on a skateboard is regular. Thank you, Mumbler. I appreciate you. If you guys want to ask good questions, you're more than welcome to. I have your pronouns and you have your pronouns in the bio. Here, John, I'm going to teach you something real quick right here. Just because you support what someone else does doesn't mean you do what someone else does. See, some of us here understand that there are people that have a different worldview that doesn't affect us in any way, shape, or form. So we don't sit here and cause problems for them because we're unhappy with ourselves. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove you from the chat here so you can go home and sit about that by yourself. Thank you. Bye-bye. Skateboarding's for everybody. If you want to alienate people in this group chat, you are going to get alienated. Thanks, guys, for trying to encourage John, but I just didn't want any of that to start snowballing at all. We know how the internet works. And once again, that's just my personal opinion. My personal opinion is, I don't give a fuck. Have fun. Sorry for the language. Filter also goes out the window when I'm tired. You dislike skateboard gatekeepers? As do I, to a point. To a point. Are we gatekeeping the average person from being able to start skateboarding, or are we going to gatekeep investment companies and investment firms from buying up skateboarding companies? Yeah, I know, Kurt, I've been paying attention to that. It's been funny. There's been a guy on Facebook pretending to be him. He goes by Rico now. So, you lost both your legs, and you're buying a skateboard. That's awesome. Are you familiar with Felipe Nunez? You should check him out, dude. If he's not already your inspiration, because he may very well be. All right, so we're gonna load these into the long press here. I saw someone ask that, so instead of just answering, I think I'd just show you. So these guys need to be aligned perfectly, just like the longboard press. But unlike the longboard press, we're gonna put 2 of these in, put a center mold in, and then put 2 more in. And then we're gonna slide the upper piece of the mold in, the youth mold, and raise this guy up. It is going to be a bit of a tight fit, but we're going to work it with it. All right, slide this center mold in here. As I said, you're going to see me double checking and triple checking alignment as we do this. Sometimes while we're adjusting stuff, it knocks stuff out of alignment. So I always double check. And these remember again, these plastic separators simply separate the deck, but they also keep some of the excess glue off of the mold themselves. What in the deck is going on? Did I miss that? Hold on, who was that? Who said that? Did I miss somebody making a pun? If you make a pun on here, you're one of my new best friends. If you don't know us very well, here at Life Skateboards, we love our puns. Like I said, this is going to be a bit of a tight fit here, so we're probably going to have to readjust stuff. Oh. Not as bad as I thought. Good job. That was me telling myself good job. I'm real bad at eyeballing that. What is going on with this here? You guys are watching a troubleshooting issue happen as we're doing it here. All right. So let's grab those sticks we used for the longboard press, raise these guys up. And I'll bring you guys a little closer so you can see the edge of the board kind of start to take shape here. How do you get the board to mold without breaking? So that's why we're using 7 pieces of very thin maple. Better be a punny pun. That wasn't a very good one, but I'll still appreciate it. So when we're using these 7 plies of maple, it makes it easier to get it to mold how you want it to. Instead of one solid chunk to carve out of. Like, I've had a lot of people on these lives assume that's how skateboards are made. All right, that's all straightened out now. So you guys are gonna watch these start to get their curves here. These ends are called your kicks, the nose and tail. And then what's happening inside the press is there's concave being pressed into the board. Your concave is the curve from edge to edge on the board. The edge of your board is referred to as the rail. So if I'm ever talking about the rail of the board, that's what I'm referring to. Unfortunately, we're skateboarders and we're weird, so we also named the thing that you screw to the bottom of your board a rail. So we got confusing. You just got here and your first thought is to talk about how I look. It's super strange to do there. Tone got him. Goat him. Super strange. If you have any questions about board making, I'm right here, making skateboards. Doing my dream job, ready to tell you about it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you want me to hide you from the channel, I can happily do that. Always 7 plies, or the other types have less or more. We can do 6. Right on. Bye-bye. Thanks, Tone. We can do 6 ply or 8 ply. Our youths come as a standard 6. You can tell us what you want in your board. Nope. Sam is the owner and operator of Life Skateboards. He did carve some molds by hand, but to get them all exact, he designs them. We glue up a block of maple, and then we have he's got a buddy that CNC cuts them for us. If you land primo, does it ruin the rail? I mean, it'll it's gonna compress it in a little bit if you're stomping primo, but not really. Over time, everything gets a little bit damaged, but it's not like it's gonna get destroyed because you landed primo. Explain the entire process. All right, someone wants me to go through the entire process here. All right, I got you. So, we get veneer in here. I sort it into faces and core. We then separate it into 7 pieces of maple. You've got a face, core, crossband, core, crossband, core, and face. We glue it up all by hand to ensure full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside of your skateboard. We load it into the press, raise up the press. The press is under pressure for 24 hours. The boards cure for 7 days in a stack of their own concave before they're cut out. Sam takes that uncut, puts the truck holes in the other room right over here, attaches a template to the bottom of that uncut and runs it around a template. Once that is cut out, I get the board and I bring the edge to a 90, round it off, clean up the edges, and continue to clean it up until a last round of sanding on the orbital at 150 grit. After that, Sam, majority of the time, sometimes I do the graphics, but the majority of the time it is Sam. He applies the graphics with hand-carved Lino blocks. Now, if you guys put wheel well option on your board, he's going to put those in before the graphics. But once he puts the graphic on the board, then it's time to dry, clear coat, dry, clear coat, and then it's on its way to your feet. So there you go. That's the whole process right there. Had to take a deep breath before that one. Yeah, if you go to the Life Skateboard website, that's lifeskateboard.com, you're going to be choosing from our Lino blocks that we had commissioned from our local artists. Whew. Good questions here, guys. We do stickers with decks the majority of the time. Actually, this happened this morning. We just added actual merch for the channel itself. So I'm not the owner of Life. I just run this channel, and I'm an employee here. So we did some Days with Casper Get a Life beanies. Those are available on the website. But we do have stickers that we send with the boards, especially if you ask us to. What's the best one you do? Me personally, I like the one I designed, so the Casper 3.0. Thanks, Mr. Frontside. I've been seeing your comments on all my stuff. I appreciate you. You've been catching the few days that I've been able to skate when I'm not sick lately. Not really sure what's going on, but I've been sick a lot over the last year or so. Not very happy with it personally. How many boards do I make a day really depends on orders. It is entirely dependent on orders. Today I am pressing, let's see, we got 2 in there, 4, 8, pressing 10. We'll see what happens tomorrow, and then it just, like I said, depends on orders. We actually have a new feature on the website as well, currently, that instead of waiting for us to make your board, we do have some ready-to-ship boards that you're just waiting on shipping for. So, hey, Heaven. Can you, no front side, do back side? What? What are you talking about? I'm gonna have you try that again. Wow, Skrillos. I hope you heal up too, and just want to give you a little bit of motivation. I personally think that my progression peaked after I broke my leg, and it's still peaking. I snapped my fibula about 4 years ago. Dang, somebody is getting kicked before I even see what they say. Thanks, Casper's Keeper. But after I broke my leg, I came back, and that was when I forced myself to do a different trick every day for part of my recovery. So keep your head up. You can get back to it. Listen to the doctors, though. Don't push it. It hurts to push it. Oh, I've got a scary story about credit cards for you, man. Everybody ready for a really scary story about the reason that I don't skateboards with razor tail and never skate in anything besides jeans and definitely never sweats again? I'm telling you anyway. So, what was this? This had to be like 2018, maybe 2019. I was at Major Taylor Skate Park, like 3 in the morning. Give me 1 second here. Where did I put the dang tape? I was there at like 1 in the morning, somewhere in there. Nobody was there. Sorry guys, I misplaced the tape that I just had. Here it is. I was learning blunt spine transfers, and I tried to transfer into blunt, shove it back into blunt. Front foot went over the nose, back foot went over the tail and the spine, and I suspended myself by razor tail by one of the boys. I was alone at that park, so I had to crawl my happy ass out to the car and decide if I was going to the hospital. Went to the hospital and they said I was one step away from losing him because of popsicling myself with razor tail. So since then, I skate with compression shorts, jeans, and I retire my boards when they get razor tail. It sucked. It was awful. I'm sorry, Unlocked Paradoxes. I'm here. How many boards can I work on in one day? I don't know. You push it. Order a bunch, and I'll figure it out. Order a ton, and I will figure it out. It's all entirely order dependent. Do I ever get bored? Ha ha! That was a good pun. Not really. I love this job. Love every bit of it. Do we make 825 or 838? Yep, and 85 and 875 and 9 and 925 and 95 and 975 and 10 and 1025 and 105 and 11 and 12 and 13 and 14. You ask, we're gonna have it. Go to lifeskateboard.com, check all your options. We got so many, it's gonna be hard to choose. Hold on, nobody kicked Devout Lancer. Elaborate. Elaborate what you're saying there. Nobody kicked Devout Lancer here. 9 to 5, as in get a job. Elaborate for me real quick. Go ahead. What do you think I'm doing right now, little buddy? Yeah, it's because we show these off here. Let's see. There's a 825 popsicle right there. Somebody got upset probably on their way to their desk job because they see somebody working with their hands and doing something they love and sharing it with people. That was super strange. They already left. It's fun when they show themselves out. Bad razor tail. Ooh. Razor tail to the Achilles. That's a scary one. That's some like... That is a scary one. What was that? House of Wax where they did that? Ugh. Yeah, he's freelancing in my chat for no reason. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate you guys expressing that the way you are instead of expressing it how that one weirdo tried to. Oh, he's still here. He's still here. Hey, everybody. Tell Devout Loser what you think. Let's just see what happens. That's so scary, unlocking Paradox. still skate at 44, congratulations, man. Skate till you die. Skate till the wheels fall off, like Tony Hawk decided to do that movie about. Oh, that is all, just like BMX. Absolutely. I have zero disrespect for BMX. I have actually a lot of respect for the guys that ride BMX. Mainly because I had a BMX career that lasted a total of 15 seconds before I made it across the park with way too much confidence. Thought I could air a little tabletop with a rail next to it. I sure tried, but I woke up underneath that rail. Just learned how to ollie. Awesome. Every milestone is a huge milestone. Congrats. Stick with it. I don't believe you, Sam. We're ragging on somebody. Don't back it out. We're ragging on a troll at the moment here, Sam. Seriously, I've never been told get a real job by somebody that looks happy while they're working. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like I said, I've been sick, so I've been stuck at home wanting to come in and work and knowing that I couldn't, and that bummed me the hell out. So, I mean, I love my job. Ah, I missed it, Sam. My bad. All three of your kids ride? Awesome, dude. So you can get these boards at lifeskateboard.com. Depending on how old your kids are, you might want to check out our youth boards. We actually have boards that have shorter kicks. The kicks are closer together. And we suggest them as a 6-ply, so they're a little lighter. We got those in several different shapes. But if they want full-size boards, we got you on that as well. Yeah, you're right on that one, Amber. How did I get into it? Well, Sam can share his perspective, and I'll share my perspective on how I got started on the job. I was working in a skate shop, and I had decided at that point that I didn't really want to work outside the industry at all. I wasn't making the best life decisions, but I had quit drinking alcohol and was pretty public about it. Sam had heard about me, and when I saw that there was an opening at the company because he needed help, I messaged him and he asked if I would get completely sober for him. And I thought about it, and there was a bit of hesitation in my head, and then I realized, like, dang, dude, you're trying to choose something else over your dream job. Quit that something else. So I did, and the rest is history. Now I'm with Life for Life. Huge thank you to Sam for helping me take that big step into prioritizing the right things in my life, and for giving me the opportunity to do what I love. So thank you, Sam. Awesome. Congrats, Storm Blessed. Definitely. It's definitely one of those things that the opportunity doesn't come up a lot unless you're actively looking for it. You know what I mean? Like, If you keep an eye out, there's openings for like secretaries at Santa Cruz and things like that. Really weird job titles to get your foot in the door places. I will say that my foot in the door was through a very not the best place. I ended up working for a skate shop where the owner turned out to be an absolute horrible human being. Luckily, he caught some legal charges recently for how horrible of a human being he was to other people. Unfortunately, I never pursued any legal action for the things that he did to me. But there's ways to take steps into the skateboarding industry. My advice would be careful, guard yourself. There are people out there that don't have your best interest in mind. And don't expect to get rich off of skateboarding. You'll make a surviving. What did Strombleseed say? Everybody's saying yes. Wow, yep, there's another congrats. Hey, thank you for all your gift credits. I appreciate you guys, you're rad. My thoughts on the Skate 4 game, I'll be really honest with you. I was reorganizing my place, downloaded Skate 4. I ended up with an Xbox One this last year, which is a huge step up for me because I had an N64. Downloaded it, and since then, I don't think I've had the Xbox plugged in at all. Mainly been editing videos and working on other stuff at home. But now that should probably sit around today, I might end up sitting there. Oh, I am absolutely never selling that N64. In fact, I need to buy some cables and stuff for it. I did find a good, reputable supplier for my cables. I have little extension cords for my controllers too. And if you challenge me on Smash Bros on N64, you're down. You're going down. It's the truth. I love Smash Bros too, but I will say we're probably all going to call it Skate 4 because we've been waiting for Skate 4 it's kind of like, it depends on what system you were playing for, if you call it Skate, for the original Skate, or Skate It. It just depends on which system you were playing on. Were you playing on a Wii or were you playing on an Xbox? So if we all know what we're talking about, it don't need an argument. Remember that, guys. I somehow ended up in like some Facebook groups for the Skate 4 and EA community, and man, people are really mean on there over a video game. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, dang. Now I feel bad. Nobody's shitting on you? Nobody's shitting on you? I was just expressing my thought on it, and now I have to feel bad and apologize because you had a legitimate reason. We can always humble ourselves and apologize when we speak out of line at people. Especially when we didn't know what we were talking about or to. Good. I don't want to offend people that are having like a genuine conversation in here, especially if they've got a like OCD or something that's making, like, if you're getting a migraine reading my chat or something, you're actually becoming distraught reading that incorrectly, I'm going to be really upset with myself. You know what I mean? Oh. This is, wow. This little corner of the internet's so cool. Look, I love what's happening in this chat. You guys are awesome. Tony Hawk on the Wii, like the one with the board on it. Man, the Skate It for the Wii was so weird. You had the balance board, and you tried to make that work, but the only thing that really made sense was just using the Wii controller like it was the board. And that still didn't make much sense. It's like whoever made the design for all the tricks for Skate It didn't really understand what was happening besides what was happening to the board. That's awesome, dude. I've actually never played that. What was that? Was that Tony Hawk's Ride? Is that what that was called? I think. Cats, this is, yep, these are boards. These are our standard layups here. So these are 7 plies of maple. Once we glue up 4 of them, we're gonna load them into the press. This is actually the 4th one. They go into the press for 24 hours, cure for 7 days in a stack of their own concave, and then the shape is cut out. I shape the rest of the board, and then Sam applies the graphics and clear coats it. Sam in the chat there is the owner and operator of Life Skateboards. Yep, some really strong boards. They last a really long time, extremely deep concave, and they're made. What concave do y'all usually aim for? We have extremely deep concave. We don't aim for it, we achieve it. We have extremely deep concave. We also have a mellow concave for those that don't like our steep concave, but we love our steep concave, so. There you go, and we can still do our flatter boards for you as far as the mellow. I'm gonna call that pretty flat, but our boards are extremely deep concave, and I'll show you a uncut after I'm done here. It's 10:19, I gotta get going here. So this is the last one we are gluing up. I'm gonna tape up the ends on this, and then we are going to get it in the press, raise up the press, and then I got to get going. But I will show you guys around the shop real quick before we go, show you the merch that you can buy on the Life Skateboards website for the channel that dropped this morning. What's up, Trey? Do you have any further questions, Trey? I got you. Or is that the Trey I know? Whew. What about nose and tail? Traditional popsicle. It depends on which shape. I'd highly suggest checking out Life Skateboards, lifeskateboard.com, and you'll see the over 100 shapes that we have. So you're gonna see different tails, different noses, it's all different. And you choose what you want. Really quickly before I press, I'll do a little quick step this way. Those are all the shapes. So, lots of different noses, lots of different tails. You can get them symmetrical. Thanks, cats. I was born with them. Thanks, Amber. So yeah, I made those. I'm thinking about asking Sam to throw those in with any orders of my signature shape for free. Still got to talk to him about it, so don't pull the trigger on that one if that's what you're ordering it for. All right, so I am bringing these over to the press here. We're gonna see if we can lower these jacks down just a hair. All right, that should be good there. We're gonna slide these guys into here. Yeah, that was a ton of different shape options you just saw in the other room. And I'll show you guys that a little bit further, but we are working with something that's a little time sensitive here. So I'm gonna get these guys loaded up, aligned, get the presses raised up, and then we'll cover up the glue. I'll show you guys the shaping room, and I will also show you guys the merch that's available on the Life Skateboards website for the channel, and answer any last minute questions. Oh, neat. Oops. I went and tried to put that in backwards. All right, just double checking alignment along the backside there. Needs to shove that way just a tiny bit. There we go. And we're gonna slide this other separator into here and load these last two. Once again, sorry if I'm moving a little slow. Still feeling a little off from being sick the last few days. It might be what's led to my short temper with a couple of the trolls here today. Sorry, you became a victim of my sickness. There's another one. All right, just gotta grab my sticks from the last pressing, and we'll raise these guys up. You'll see the edge start to take its curve, and you will see the glue starting to squeeze out the side of the press. All right, make sure these are locked down here. They are. I know that I did that at the beginning of the live, but I have the memory of a comatose goldfish, so I gotta double check everything I do. Do I work 7 days a week? I will answer that question. No. Sure wish I did. Sure wish I had the work to do so. You guys can always make that happen. Remember, the more I work is based on how many orders come in. I make hourly here at Life Skateboards. I'm the sole hourly employee at Life Skateboards. So the more boards you order, the easier it is for me to pay bills making skateboards, and the more time I have to share with you guys. What's up, Camden? I actually remember you. Imagine making your own board. It is pretty awesome. I will say that. Because I get to do experiments with graphics and stuff like that on my boards and my shapes. Wow, Hate Skates, thank you. And if you guys become members, you get to watch some of the videos before they're actually uploaded. I take trips out to Columbia Station. We went to Bam's house earlier last year. Give me a second here. Yeah, we went to Bam's house, and and we go out to Columbia Station, Ohio quite a bit. Hang out with our friends over at the Fireball Farm. We also do interviews, like the Coffee Talk interview with Justin about his separated hamstring and recovery. I've been doing this fun little series called Let's Start an Argument. Bam Bam. Yes, that would be Bam. Bam Margera. There we go. Well, that's not how you spell it, but yeah, Bam. And if you want to go check that, the video is called Bam Bound on my page. I will admit that the video was very poorly done and poorly filmed. I don't think you can blame me for wanting to enjoy our time out there. Definitely not Bam Margaritas, because he's sober. That was the main reason that I got to go see him, or main reason that I think we made a connection. Really stoked on him. I think his recovery and sobriety story are going to be extremely important and helpful to a lot of people. Yeah, that's true. Super deep, super heavy, and there's some squeeze out. All right, guys, so that's it for work today, but I want to just kind of show you what goes on here. So once those boards are in the press, they sit for 24 hours and then cure for 7 days. Here's some boards curing. Once those boards are cured, and here's that lovely deep concave that we all know and love. Once those boards are done curing, Sam takes one of those uncuts, kind of like this guy, and attaches truck holes to it right here. Once he has the truck holes on, he takes one of these templates and attaches it to the bottom of the board through the truck holes, and then cuts out the shape on this here. Once he cuts out that shape, the edge is not at a perfect 90 to the concave, so I bring it to a 90 on the belt sander. Yes, I'm bleeding. That was from the dried glue in the other room. Oops. I round off the edge right here, clean it up here, clean it up further here, and then sand it for the last time and bring everything to a 150 before graphics are applied. Is Bam beefing with, I'm not gonna speak for somebody. Yeah, I'm not gonna speak for him, but I will say the things that he's publicly said that keep getting ignored by the media. So he signed over the archival rights to old videos. He's definitely not appearing in Jackass with new stunts or anything else. When I heard him talking about it, it was talking about like, I was in my 20s doing really stupid shit. Does anybody really want to see a 50-something-year-old get kicked in the balls? Not really. Plus, those guys really kind of kept him in limbo with his addiction. Didn't really help, just kind of pushed him out there. He's got some really good talks about how he succeeded this time. And actually, if you go to that Bam Bound video, there's an interview I got with him talking about sobriety, how he's staying sober this time, why it matters to him to stay sober this time. Huge big thank you to Danny for saving Bam. She is so strict on that man for his so strict on that man for his sobriety, and I think it's very important. It made me real. I'm gonna be real honest. I didn't want to meet him before he got sober because of some of the things that he said. But one of the first things I said to him when I walked up to him when he was at my local park was, "Your sobriety makes me happy. How's it going?" And we just had a good talk about sobriety. He went on to a signing over at the Hyatt and then texted me and told me he wanted to go skate at Majors. We went over there. Next day, he wanted to go back to Majors again. That's when he got the tray flip to fakie on the velodrome clip. That was really cool. Luke Nation filmed that while we were there. Here's the thing. he's not blaming someone else for his addiction. What he does blame people for is the way that he was pushed away from recovery. He feels like he was kind of pushed around between rehabs, kind of pulled out of the program in the last day for really bullshit reasons, just so that they could keep his insurance going, keeping him in that type of situation so that he wouldn't have to be involved in the thing that they kind of took and ran with that he created. But then again, that's my position on it. And I don't know anything about Knoxville's substance abuse, and I'm really not gonna get into making any assumptions about it. But I will say that it makes me really happy to see somebody that I grew up watching as probably not the best influence, and then as I got sober, realized like, dang, he's probably causing problems for some people in active addiction. But because he made it out of that, I think he has an extremely, extremely powerful story. If you've ever seen the interview with him, he's got a red beanie on, a red hoodie on, hood's up, and he's talking about sobriety. I filmed that at his house. It was really, really cool. Oh, really? I did not know that. My fiance's at home. Really quickly, I'll show you guys. The first time I met him, I had just gotten this car. We were out at Lawrence Park. He was rushing to go to get a signing thing done, and I was like, dude, I don't have anything for you to sign. So how about you do this? So now every time that I don't want to be blinded by the sun, I get to see that. And I love it. It makes me super happy. But all right, I'm going to show you guys one more thing and then we're going to head out of here. Not super tight. He's just a really good person. Altwood said, yikes. Thank you. I love it. He actually, if you guys don't know, we had a pretty cool experience. So I volunteer with a nonprofit called Skate Park Respect that cleans up skate parks. He drinks out of those glass Saratoga water bottles. When he came to Lawrence, he had to rush out of there and he left his bottle on the ground. So the next time I saw him and brought the bottle, I was like, hey dude, you left your trash. Now you got to sign it and write a note on it. So I've got a piece of BAM's trash from the skate park that has BAM writing on it, after you thrash, pick up your trash. I'll post a picture of that later. But really quickly, before we end the live here today, I just want to show you guys the merch without getting blood all over it. So this here is the beanie that is available on lifeskateboard.com. We had Life Without Limits making these, the patches themselves, and then I sew them on myself. They are $15 on the Life Skateboards website, and there's not very many of them, so grab them while you can, get them with your board. Really soon we're going to have more stuff. There's going to be more available, and it will be directly available. Oh, that visor is definitely coming with me forever. When I sell that car, it never had a driver's side visor. I promise you that. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a great day. Oh, dang. I'll find out when I go home to the love of my life why she removed that guy's comment before I could read it. But you guys have a great one. Go to lifeskateboard.com, get a life, subscribe for me, and have a good day. I'm going to try to feel better.